That was fun and a good workout.
Okay.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Side Tell Us TV show. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. And today is the Side Tell Us Children's Talk It Out TV show, where we have our co-host, Emmanuel Kilpatrick Jr., Cameron Maxwell, and the other co-host guest, Emmanuel Kilpatrick Sr., the father. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Side Tell Us Children's Talk It Out TV show. And today we're going to be talking about a topic that 90% of the world is discussing, and that is the coronavirus. But we're going to be discussing it on the level for the children. We're going to be talking about how it's impacting their lives. So feel free to call in 470-251-4343 to voice your opinions, concerns, and how it has impacted your life as a child or an adult. But we are here to discuss this in any form, in any fashion today. Side Tell Us TV show broadcasts live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Roku, Periscope, Amazon, and a plethora of other social media outlets. Always feel free to call in to the Side Tell Us Children's Talk It Out TV show every fourth Tuesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on second Tuesdays, call into the Side Tell Us TV show, where we have guests, showcase guests, where they are publicizing their businesses, cause, events, our topics of discussions, from authors to construction workers to restaurateurs, anything, any type of entrepreneurship or discussion that you want to talk about. We have that on the second Tuesdays from 9 p.m. Side Tell Us TV show also allows for promotions. You can Cash App your payments to Side Tell Us TV show. Cash App, put a $. It's actually spelled SayTellUsTVSHOW, and put a $sign in front of it. And we are preparing ourselves to have great topics of discussion in the future. Our CEO and manager, Jack, is already preparing us to where if we are not able to actually come to the TV station, we can still Zoom in and discuss your businesses, topics of discussion, any type of publicity event that you want, where we can Zoom into wherever you are. Status Network truly is the future of broadcasting. We are always prepared. We are always ready. We're broadcasting live out of Atlanta, Georgia, but coronavirus or not, Status Network is still there to assist you, to promote your businesses and discuss topics, whatever concerns you, your community, your city, your state, your nation. We are there for you. So be sure to tune in and watch all of the other shows that we have on Live TV, Manifest TV, and what are some of the others as well. We have all of those. So be sure to contact us if you're interested in having your own show. It's a great, great working environment. We are truly a family. Everyone is there for each other. We help support each other. So we would love to have you call in, tune in, show an interest in having your own show, or participate and support my show and all the other shows that are broadcast through Status Network, the future of broadcasting. So again, today we're going to be discussing the coronavirus, and as from a children's perspective of how it's affecting their lives and their socialization and things like that. But also, Emmanuel Sr.,
Yes.
what would you like to say before we jump into the conversation with our boys?
Well, I think the coronavirus is really impacting the working, families that are, especially the restaurant. I think the restaurant / the government are really hit hard due to, corona, them, making sure that, people don't catch it. So, they know that it's 10 or more people that's in the restaurant. So it's, right now, I just feel sorry for the families that, that don't have benefits like the managers, because they're, they're not reaping the same, benefits that the managers are with the health care, the back pay, and stuff like that. So I just, hope that something works out for the families, that live paycheck to paycheck.
And I understand what you're saying, because what's so unfortunate, they don't have the benefits that some of the senior executives have and staff have, meaning when they're not at work, they just literally don't get paid because they're being paid per hourly. So our hearts go out to all of those who have been sent home and they don't have that continual income. Don't be afraid to reach out to your organizations within your community, your churches. Even a lot of the schools in pretty much all of the areas are providing breakfast and lunch for the students. And unfortunately, some students don't get to eat if they're not at school. So I thank God that Georgia has such a kind heart in being concerned about our children and our students to provide those meals for those students, because they realize they're not going to have those meals unless they are in a classroom setting. So don't be afraid and don't be shy to reach out and just look around, all social media outlets. It's all over Facebook. They're putting out all type of information on what type of schools. Be sure and go to the websites of the school districts in your county. They're posting the dates and times and the addresses of the schools that are providing meals for the children. And there's just a plethora of information. And then I understand mortgages are being placed on hold momentarily. But what I suggest is if you can still pay mortgage, still pay mortgage. Because again, they may be putting that mortgage on hold, but then there's going to come a time when you have to pay all of that back. And so again, if you are still blessed in the position to continue paying your rent and mortgage, please do so. But I did hear about them putting the mortgage payments on hold. I haven't heard anything about them putting rent payments on hold. So get clear with your creditors and the loan institutions and see what they're doing and what they're offering and what are the time frames that they're allowing the payments to be suspended, and find out if what type of interest is going to be attached to that. You really want to get clarity and beyond right information, because again, if you can continue to pay your bills, I suggest you do so, because I have not heard a directive where they're saying, oh, you don't have to pay anything and you don't have to pay it back. I don't think that's the case at all. So again, you don't want to try and let the mortgage payments stack up too much if you can prevent that, because as a norm, rent and mortgages, they are our most highest bill that we owe. And for them to double up and triple and quadruple up, that could really become a nightmare. So you don't want to use something like that if you don't have to put these bills on hold. Go ahead and continue to pay your bills if you can. You're blessed to do so. And those that we can help and assist, let us continue to reach out and help each other in this time of need, because we don't know what's going to be going on from day to day, let alone for the next 30, 60, or 90 days. Keep safe, wash your hands continually, sanitize, don't touch your face and mouth much, because that's what I've been hearing is that's how we, transpose it more, provided giving it to others, and that's how we catch it more. I didn't really realize how much I was touching my face a lot. So I purposely try not to touch my face, my mouth, my nose, and my eyes as much as I used to. And I'm just really, really aware of that. And we've always washed our hands, but we're washing our hands even more. We're at home the other day and I was like, Cameron, he's like, what? I said, just go wash your hands, just because, just wash your hands. Oh, great. Now he puts his mouth up to his nose to show that. But I'm curious to know, gentlemen, what do you guys think? Emmanuel Jr., so how has the coronavirus affected you? And you talk so soft. Let's move this phone over a little bit and move your mic over, because I want them to be able to hear you, honey. Okay? So you may want to take your phone and put it right there. So you may have to scoot up some, because again, I noticed last time we were here, you had such a nice, soft-spoken voice, but I want them to hear you, Emmanuel Jr. So how has the coronavirus affected you?
The corona has affected me.
Talk up, honey. You got to talk up on that.
The corona, it has been canceled. A lot of things has been canceled because of the coronavirus. And if I wanted to hang out with my friends, I couldn't, because I can't really go nowhere because of corona.
You can't go out. You can't go anywhere with them. Are you still going outside or anything, or what?
I still go outside, but nobody really outside like that.
I know Cameron, one of his friends, even came over today and wanted him to come out and play, and I said no. And I was like, and you need to go home and be safe too. Because you get to playing and touching, and then you wipe your hands and then you play and touch each other. It's not worth it. You really got to be careful. And the way my mother raised me, she taught us to enjoy home and to enjoy our environment. So I don't have a problem with it. I can come home Wednesday and not walk out the house till Monday. I have food, water, clothing, and shelter, so I'm good with that. But how does it make you feel though, and you can't get out and go outside and all that? How does that make you feel? Have you even thought about it a lot, or?
No, not really. I'm used to staying in the house
Okay, okay,
and playing the game or watching TV.
okay, okay. And what else? I need you to just tell me about how you're feeling about it and everything.
It's a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sad and frustrating.
It is?
Yes.
In what way? I want you to elaborate for me, honey. And I'm sitting up here tagging other groups on Facebook.
Well, it's sad because people, when they could be doing other things, they have to sit in the house. And I know a lot of people don't like sitting in the house. They feel like they're being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
But people who like to exercise, they can still exercise in the house because there's multiple ways to exercise.
Right, that is so true. I was just kind of getting in the mood to go back to the gym, and they closed my gym. And I was like, bummer. But I also received an email where they were saying that while we are being suspended and being able to go to the gym, they're also suspending that monthly charge, which was great. I thought it was great, but they took the money out of my account. Then here come the emails the next day. I was like, they should have stopped, taking the payments prior to them closing down the gym itself. But everything we just have to really adhere to the laws and just take it day by day, because that's all we can. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. And Cameron, how do you feel about the coronavirus and how it's impacting you and your socialization, all of that, honey? How has it impacted you?
Just as Emmanuel said, it's limited a lot of the social interaction we can have, which is really a hard time because a lot of us mainly have fun with our friends. And since we can't do that, we're just sitting home watching TV. And as he said, a lot of people like to go out and do things, which is really common because, they have outside for a reason. They build all these things for us to do and go outside and do. But since we can't do all those things, it's limited as much fun as we can have. And it's also limited, it has a restriction barrier on how much we can do. Because a lot of us, let's say that they play football or something, or like soccer or something, any kind of sport. Physical contact, you can't do it. Because this one basketball game, they were scheduled to have the basketball game, but with no audience, which made a lot of sense because, physical contact. You never know who does have it, and people who do have it, they might not even know because they don't actually start showing symptoms of it until 2 weeks max.
That's true.
But I'm going to get back to you on what you were saying about the NBA, that they was having games without fans. Well,
how was that?
Well, they can't actually do that because they won't be making money. They won't be making money without their fans paying for tickets and paying for ticket holders and seats.
Well, I think they also can make money from sponsorships, things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know they make a lot of money by the fans being in the audience, but they also make money from the actual sponsors, meaning the commercials that run during the shows and all that. So have they suspended basketball? Because I'm just not into sports at all.
They suspended the season because it was 2 players. It was actually 5 players that had got the corona.
Oh, really? So some of them had contracted it. Who were they? Do y'all know who they were?
One of them was my boy Kevin Durant.
Oh, I'm trying to picture him. That
Kevin
name is
Durant,
familiar.
He was with the Warriors. He won 2 championships with the Warriors.
Okay.
He hurt himself for the 3rd one. They lost the championship recent of last year.
Okay.
He got hurt.
Bummer.
I mean, he got the corona. He took a test and
Tested
found out positive.
And it's also Rudy Gobert and
They're still alive though, right?
Yeah, they
Yes.
still alive.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Okay.
And Tom Hanks had.
Right, Tom Hanks. He and his
says
wife.
he's okay.
And who else was that? Tom Hanks. Oh God, Idris Elba, the actor, and a couple of other actors and famous people have gotten it.
Yeah.
You know, people need to realize that, hey, we can all get it. And right before, when we came in, hey, our producer, Michael, he's wiping down, he's spraying microphones. Again, we are trying to be coronavirus safe free up in here. So again, a Status Network, I mean, you have to come in and use the hand sanitizer and all of that. It's not a game, people. It is truly, truly killing a lot of people. And you know, some people, oh, I feel fine and all that. Well, great, but you still need to be cautious and more respectful, because first of all, you could be a carrier, not show any symptoms, not ever get sick, but then here you are infecting everyone else. And that truly, truly makes a difference. And I just want people to really realize the seriousness of this virus and how we need to all be safe and cautious for each other. Okay, so what else you guys want to talk about? Regarding the virus and all of that. So again, I mean, are you and your friends, are they talking about the coronavirus? Do you guys have any conversations about it? Or I mean, just really, I want this whole show to be about coronavirus. This is so important.
Yeah, like sometimes we do, but we don't.
Make sure you heard.
Yeah, sometimes we do, but not often, because you know, it's a negative situation, and not much good comes from talking about negatives,
right?
Unless you're purposely trying to find a solution, like the scientists are doing, because they're about halfway done with finding the solution for the coronavirus, which is a great thing, and they're having lots of tests to see if the DNA works, and yeah, it's also limited. Wait, what? Okay, I'm gonna.
Are you getting nervous, Cameron?
Yes, I am.
Nervous,
Okay.
young
Well,
man.
I have some, and I'm not being on my phone being rude. As you know, I'm interacting with our supporters on here and our Side Tellers fans, and they're wanting to know regarding Emmanuel Jr. and Cameron. Are you guys dealing with any type of depression or sadness since the coronavirus has started? And what are your thoughts if you don't return to school and you have to continue to be homeschooled per se? So push the button. Let's let Junior push the button. Tell him, welcome to the Side Teller Show.
Welcome to the Side Teller Show.
So you got to speak up.
I can't.
Welcome to the Side Tellers TV show. Please state your name and what city you're calling from. What you mean you can't? You got to speak up, boy. I know he talks loud at home, doesn't he? You better act like you at home. Hello.
Hi, this is Cece calling from Bronx, New York. How are you all doing?
Good.
You doing pretty good. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm well, thank you. I kind of wanted to piggyback on that question that you were reading, Sai, from the viewer that's watching. I'm really interested in hearing from a child's perspective, you know, as an adult.
Exactly.
You know, because this is so unknown, this is scary for many adults. You know, people unfortunately are getting ill. More and more people are, you know, passing every day. And when we first heard about this virus, it was, we were led to believe that, you know, younger adults were safe. It's more for people that are aging, who are aging with underlying health conditions. Now,
Exactly.
you know, we're hearing that someone under the age of 18 passed away in Los Angeles. And, you know, of course, being a woman of color, you know, we automatically assumed, oh, no one of color is getting this, you know, virus.
Exactly.
And now we're learning that that's also, too, not the case, you know. So as an adult, you know, the unknown is fearful. So I really wanted to know, what are you all talking about amongst yourselves, and has anyone expressed any like sadness or worry, or, you know, even just like socializing? I know that children, you know, while you're in school, you have so much interaction with your peers, and now that's very limited to none, depending on, you know, electronics and, you know, telephone communication. So I really want to understand, what do you all think about what's going on today?
Everyone just looked at Emmanuel.
So my friends, they are waiting on it to end. They think it will end in summertime, and I do as well. Hopefully, it does end in the summer, so I can go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Disneyland is fun.
I
Yes.
mean, I think that's a very honest, you know, answer. You know, children are very innocent and not really understand. And also,
Exactly.
understanding the severity of what's happening today. You know, there's so much talk about social distancing, and even adults are ignoring that. You know, you see people in Florida and California hanging out at the beach, you know, and you are definitely putting yourself and others in danger. What are your thoughts, Cameron?
My thoughts of people being endangered. It really is something. It really is because like you said, at the Florida, at some of the beaches in Florida, there's been a lot of people at the beach, and over 5 cases have been caught just from college students from being at the beach. Over about 5 students have been tested positive for the coronavirus from being at the beach after that day.
So, but how do you guys? Oh, go ahead, Cece.
And I have a couple more questions. So, I mean, I don't know if you all watch the news, but how is information being passed down to you? Are you receiving it from, like, your guardians? Do you see it, like, on social media, like Facebook and Instagram? Or how are you all learning about what's going on, like, day to day?
Well, there's all sources of news. It can be from social media, the newspaper, or
even just Apple News on your phone. Like sometimes they just send out news to you on your phone regarding coronavirus, aka COVID-19.
Exactly.
And do you all read that, or do you kind of think like, oh, this will, end soon, let me go back to, doing my work or playing my game? Like, do you all read it, or what do you do, honestly?
We take the time out to read it, and we
Excellent.
look at it.
Excellent.
But actually the other day on Instagram, it was 23 cases in Georgia, in Athens.
Jesus.
In mid part of Georgia.
Yeah. How do you all feel, and not what social media or what your friends tell you to feel or your parents say you should feel? Like, how are you all feeling in the moment? Do you... Just tell me how you're feeling.
It feels like we have like a I don't know what to say, like a strain against us to where
Like a box in a box.
yeah, it's like we're just still knocking on that door, like, hello, is the coronavirus over so we can go out and do the stuff that we normally do? But since we can't do that, it feels like we're getting held back and pinned against our arms.
Do you all think you can get it, or you think, no, I'm not going to get it? Do you think you are at risk for getting it or not? Or do you just think like, oh, that's not going to happen
To be honest, everybody at risk.
Amen.
Yeah.
Good, good. I'm glad you guys realize that.
And do you all know some of the symptoms of the virus? Like early warning signs?
Coughing, headaches, having difficulty breathing.
Throwing up.
Yeah. So it's important that, as Sai mentioned, that you're washing your hands, even if you're in the house. You haven't left. It's just good to get into that practice of washing your hands and clean up after yourself. So my last question is, I want to end, like on a positive note. All education is positive, right? It depends on what we do with it. But since you aren't able to go outside, tell me some of the things that you are actually enjoy doing during the day now that you're not in school.
We have a lot more things that we can do at home. Like, there's no more excuses anymore, because we can say, oh, I've been having school, so I couldn't do this. I've been having work, so I couldn't do this and that. And now I can actually do it because I don't have school.
So what are those things that you can actually do?
Like, let's say, I'm gonna take this to where I was doing it to what I was doing earlier. Like, first say you wanted to make this like huge YouTube video, and you're like, oh, I can't do it because of school, or I can't do it because of work,
right?
Or reading a certain book, I can't do it because of school or work, I'm too busy. But there's no excuses anymore. You can do it now.
Yeah.
Now,
I think I'm sorry. This is my last.
No. That's fine. That's fine.
I think in the midst of everything that's going on, I think it's an opportunity that it's forcing us all to kind of slow down, right? And spend time with our family and loved ones. So I hope during this pandemic that people are really appreciating the slowing down and spending time with family and loved ones and being able to do those things that normally we wouldn't do because we're always like on the go, So
exactly.
But I definitely thank you both for being courageous. First of all, for coming out and also sharing your thoughts from a child's perspective, because so often we don't think about the children. We just think about protecting them.
Exactly.
But we don't take the time to sit there and think about what they're actually feeling and hearing and how they're dealing with it. So I thank you, young gentlemen, for sharing your story.
Yes, and having conversations about it. So many times we as parents and guardians, we're not talking with our children, we're talking to our children. We've got to talk with our children on any topic of discussion that they want to discuss. You remember how it was when you were a child. I remember how it was when I was a child, and I was to be seen and not heard. That needs to be thrown out the door. We need to talk with our children every day, every morning, every evening, every afternoon when we have the time. Because you need to understand how they're feeling. Because that which they're dealing with now and going through and feeling is going to cultivate their minds, their outlooks, their perceptions and definitions of life, their existence, their meaning, their worth when they become an adult. So we don't need to hide things from our children. We need to talk with our children about any topic of discussion that they want to talk to. And that includes viruses and all type of other illnesses, events, situations, and causes that will affect their lives, and that could ultimately, unfortunately, cause them illness and or death. So yes, we do commend you guys for coming on the show and getting out. Look at us, we're using hand sanitizer now. Thank you. Who brought this out? Well, we already used it when we came in, but thank you for that even further. Thank you, Cece, for those questions. We really appreciate that. Cece, how?
Just be sure tonight just to continue to say a special prayer for all of us.
Yes, amen, Jesus, Lord, yes.
But also across the seas.
Yes.
Keep everyone in prayer.
Yes, thank you so much for calling in, Cece. We really appreciate you for calling in, and you stay safe. How has it impacted you and your life and your job and your socialization? Right quick, tell us how it has affected you.
Sure. Well, I live here in New York City, so the city has pretty much shut down except for essential workers, so those that are kind of in the forefront, whether in the medical field or working with vulnerable populations.
And so finances.
I'm one of those. Finance. So I'm one of those essential workers. So right now we're working on my programs are working on a skeleton crew. So just to ensure that staff are also safe, because even though we're providing services to vulnerable populations,
right?
We have to remember that we're also human and we're also afraid of this unknown virus. So taking public transportation here in New York City, riding the trains and the buses, it's a scary feeling, right?
Right.
Ensuring that we have masks and gloves as we travel to and from, and just, practicing social distancing, keeping 6 feet away from even those that we're serving, because not only do we want to contract the virus, but we don't want to expose anyone else to what we've been exposed to either. So
exactly.
It's been quite it's definitely a change. It's almost like a ghost town here in New York City. This is a city that never sleeps, and streets and blocks are empty. So we're definitely all feeling the impact. We're definitely praying that this will end sooner than later, unfortunately it may get worse before it gets better, but as long as we're all practicing safety and ensuring that, we're following the rules and doing our part. So, but definitely keeping everyone in prayer.
And that has got to be quite an impact for the boroughs of New York City. I used to live in New York. That's all they do is walk around. That's all they can do for a mode of transportation are the subways and the buses, the trains. So for them to be on lockdown, that says quite a bit, because New York City, Manhattan, is nothing but an entertainment area. So I'm just thinking about all these people on Broadway and all these restaurants where people don't have jobs and they're not able to come to work. Even the restaurants now, though the few that are open, you can't go in and sit down. And that's all people did in New York, is enjoy the good eateries and restaurants. So that has got to be impacting a lot of people's lives like that. So my heart goes out to those, again, that are not able to work and are not having continual income.
Not just financially, also mentally.
I just can't imagine.
Also, you're dealing with people that may have diagnosis of depression or anxiety or PTSD or, fear of just going outside. So it's a lot that, we're all dealing with on a variety of levels. Whatever it means to each and every person. We're all dealing with something. But yeah, a lot of people, have been laid off, and and my brother asked me, are people still paying their rent? And especially rent still due on the first.
Right.
Hopefully the government will be able to have something in place where they can start putting out, money to help relieve families. But, that's if you make over certain incomes, you won't be eligible. It doesn't matter, even if you aren't working or if you are working, it's still expensive to live, period. Whether it's New York City, Georgia, Ohio, Oklahoma, it's still, especially with families. So, again, just, getting to do our parts, but keeping everyone in prayer.
Oh, thank you for that, Cece. I believe, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one more question for you.
Sure.
I've heard a lot all over the news where it says in places like California, New York, and Florida, all those popular places like that, the coronavirus is most common in those states as those and cities. Since you're from New York City, as you said, are what they're saying true? Do you see a lot of people wearing masks and gloves and such?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm wearing masks and gloves when I'm out in public.
That's a good thing.
It's just a safety precaution. They say that you shouldn't wear it. It doesn't impact you or won't help you if you aren't sick. But again, we're living in time of fear. So I feel safer wearing masks and gloves because I don't know what the next person beside me may have. So again, this is, a city where there are millions of people within a certain mile radius. And I was to a friend today, a few people that I know actually have contracted the virus, and as we're seeing, more people are becoming severely ill than those that are getting better. So again, yes, to answer your question, yes, there are so many people walking the streets, in the stores, on the trains, on the buses that are wearing protective gear. Even on the buses now, for the buses here, you can't enter the bus in the front of the bus anymore. You have to go to the back of the bus. And they have it chained off that you cannot come within a certain feet of the bus driver. And I was thinking this morning, a lot of people have wheelchairs, and that's how they enter onto the bus, is through the front door. So many people with wheelchairs can't access public transportation. So a lot of people are being impacted in very different ways, not just financially, sometimes just the way of life and mentally. It's a lot that's going on, but I do hope that, they'll come up with, a cure or something to slow down the curve right now, flatten the curve as they've been talking about in the news. But yeah, so many people are being impacted that we don't even think about.
Also, people who are going to the beaches, they should stop because when they get back, they could bring the virus to wherever they live.
You're right. Yeah, spreading the virus even more. And I think there's a misconception that if you're in a warmer climate, then you can't catch it, or you can't catch the virus. Or if I'm younger, I'm healthy, I have no underlying issues, I'll never contract the virus, which is a misconception.
Exactly.
But I don't know what it's going to take, unfortunately, for everyone to get the picture and wake up. But over the next few weeks or unfortunately months, we'll see what's going to happen.
How you doing, CC? This is Emmanuel, one of the parents. I got two questions for you. I want to know, first question, do you feel like the government is supplying masks and doing all they can do up there in New York?
No. I mean, I don't want to make this a political thing, but, we have a president that should not be in office, and he's contradicting everything that his advisors are saying. You had the top, I forget his name, the medical person saying this is going to get worse, and Trump is on the news, what was it, yesterday or today, saying that he wants everything to open up by Easter, which is, he's in a la-la land. And, we have our governor that's, begging. There's so many people, nurses and doctors and firemen and policemen, that do not have the protective gear to do their job. I was speaking to someone today that the police are literally not making arrests or not issuing warrants because they don't have the protective gear and they're putting themselves at risk.
Wow.
We had some people, I think it was here in New York yesterday, that some like contractors and technicians like beauty supply and nail techs, were donating masks and gloves because, again, nurses and doctors don't have any. They're begging for some. They're having to reuse supplies. So, I can't sit here and treat someone with a virus and, I don't have the proper gear to give you the proper treatment. So to answer your question, no, they're not doing what they need to do to help those here in New York. And not just New York, across the country.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Now, my other question to you, Cece, what about, the big hoax right now about the stimulus package for the families that pretty much that are not working? Do you believe that the government should, support the families with money just because they are not able to work? I mean, if you was the president, what would you do in a situation like that?
I definitely believe they should. Now, the reason why that was the Democrats did not vote on that is because a lot of that million, I think it was like $2 trillion. A lot of that money is going to be bail out like airlines and cruise lines. They have money; they can suffice right now. But it's families who are in need. You have so many families, even prior to the coronavirus, were trying to make it. So again, a lot of people have been laid off because companies are being closed down. So I think the government should supply money to help families.
Yeah.
This is a dire time now, and then it's going to boil down to, should I buy groceries or should I pay the rent for the month? It's going to be, times are going to get harder, unfortunately. But yes, the government should, and not to bail out these major companies, but to really give the money to where it's needed, and that's in the homes with these families and children.
Yeah, definitely. You truly are right. I think, the government should do a little bit more. I know that right now I was looking at in Georgia, we have 800 people that have came in contact with the coronavirus. So, I mean, I think the government could do a little bit more. I know it caught everybody, for a loop due to, this taking place and the procedures that are happening with the kids.
Right.
As me as a parent, I'm homeschooling my son, and I understand that, a lot of these kids, they want to get out the house because they trapped in the house, and, a lot of anxiety. So, we definitely need a break to be able to, kill this virus.
Yeah.
A lot of the
I
time.
think this is going to force a lot of people to really, back and look at where can we cut corners. Fear of this may happen, starting to save and put money away for a rainy. Also stock up on supplies, because, saying that something like this may happen again, and we don't know how long it's going to last. So it's really going to put things into perspective for a lot of people.
Also, I was reading this newspaper.
Speak up, baby.
I was reading this newspaper, and it said the government plans to put coronavirus in the food, in pork and beef.
And where'd you read that?
Yeah.
It was a Muslim newspaper.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
and, everyone's entitled to what they think. I hope that's not true.
Hopefully.
Yeah. There's a lot of speculation that this is something
Right.
that was man-made, the kind of population control. So there's a lot of different thoughts and beliefs, around this. We don't know what's true. It may or may not be true, but as long as we at least try to do our part, and that means social distancing, staying in if you have to, and not going out unless you really, really need to, and protecting yourself.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but there's a lot of thoughts and beliefs and conspiracy theories about this virus and Russia and Trump and population control. So, yeah. Hey,
how you doing, Miss Cece? I gotta say this, it was something I was watching Roland Martin earlier, and they was talking about a situation where this guy in Florida was saying if you put a hot a blow dryer to your face, that can cure the coronavirus. But Roland Martin and myself, we all know that you're going to kill yourself before the coronavirus come to you. So that was a crack up moment for me. I was dying laughing.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah, I think we have to be really careful and mindful. You know, of course, like if we know it's a joke, but some people, I was hearing today that there was a couple that actually took some type of medication that the president mentioned, and unfortunately that medication has like about 3 or 4 names, and whatever they took, you know, the husband passed away, and now the woman is in ICU. So I think we have to be very, very careful, you know, about what we allow ourselves to, you know, to take in, especially with children. You know, taking, you know, black pepper and lemon, that's going to cure it. You know, we have to just be careful about what we allow to ourselves to take in, and more importantly, monitoring what children are doing, because we don't want them to experiment. But you're right, there's a lot of craziness out there.
Exactly.
You know, but again, people are afraid and willing to do and try anything to prevent from getting this virus.
That's
So.
true. Well, I would be reluctant to do anything that Donald says to do, the president, you know, unless it's April Fool's Day, and I know you're just joking. But, you know, you'd have to, as they say, be careful who brings you a bone. You know, sometimes people are setting you up for failure. But what I've read is that eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and you cannot eat enough oranges and orange juice, vitamin C, fruits and vegetables. Always drink something hot teas, hot coffees, hot toddies, hot gingers, just anything hot. They say even just a cup of warm, hot water is good, because it breaks that mucus within, and that's where the coronavirus is lodging, you know, is within the mucus within our throats and lungs. So, but when we drink these hot liquids, it helps to dissolve that. So when you think about it, just drink something hot. You know, and take hot baths, hot showers, you know, because again, if my whole body's hot and heating up, I think that can have a positive effect as well. But a lot of things can't live in the heat.
I actually take hot showers.
Get up, speak up.
I actually take hot showers every season.
Right, but drink as many hot things as you can. It said try not to eat too many cold food items, because I'm sure it can live in those environments more so than the hot. So, you know, get you some hot chocolate, you know, even just some hot tea or anything, a tea bag with, you know, sugar and cream or whatever else you want to put in it like that. A lot of hot soups and things like that, but a lot of fruits and vegetables, and you just can't have enough orange juice and fresh oranges. Because it said that vitamin C is really what knocks it out as well, or works in a preventive method. And all those, a lot of those that I've heard that are having issues with it too, they're the ones who already have bronchial problems, meaning unfortunately those who have asthma and things like that, and smokers who just, you know, have lung problems and all those things. Those are the ones that are really having issues. Not to say those of us who don't have any of those problems they're still dying from it as well. So, but I was just wanting to know you guys just to be careful when your friends want you to come outside, and you know how kids are, they'll tease you and, oh, I'll spit on you, you know, none of that. Be careful and take social distancing very, very serious. You know, because it is. We all know we're going to die, but we, you know, if we can prevent it from just being healthy, then let us do that. And Cytelis fans, the coronavirus is trying to attack us here in the studio, because right now, for the past 15 to 20 minutes, that's why you saw me getting up, we have lost our feed on Facebook, but we're already on YouTube. Of course, we were on YouTube from the very beginning, but I do most of my advertising for the show on Facebook. This is teaching me that I'm going to start breaking my neck to tag in and share our videos from YouTube in addition to Facebook, because again, I don't want you guys to miss our feed like that. So for whatever reason, it has attacked it and stopped it from the live feed on Facebook. Is it back on now? Right, and yeah, we want you to always know you can watch it on TV as well. I put an ad on my a video on my page a couple of weeks ago, thanks to my producer Michael reminding me and making me aware. He said, hey, remind them that your viewers can watch your show literally on TV through the live feed on YouTube. And then also, because you know, if you have a smart TV and you're watching YouTube, then you can watch this show on your TV through YouTube. And then of course on Roku as well. But again, we always want to have a backup plan. And of course, Status Network, the future broadcasting, always has a backup plan. It's just that I was making it a primary to let you guys know and publicize my show on the Side Tellers TV show on Facebook. But I think beginning henceforth, I'm going to be promoting how you can watch the Side Tellers TV show on your TV through YouTube more so than Facebook. So if and when we lose a connection on Facebook, the show hasn't stopped. You just have to toggle over and watch the show from a different social media outlet. And that's what's so great about YouTube. We broadcast live on YouTube anyway. You can watch it literally on your TV, on your smart TV, and get all this great information from the Side Tellers Children's Talk It Out TV show, from the Side Tellers TV show, from Live TV, from Status Network, and all of our other different channels that we do offer through Status Network. And if you want to have a show on Status Network, give them a call. That number is 47. What's our number again? I don't have it in my mind right now. 470-251-4343. So this has been a great show. Cece, I thank you for calling in. Thank you for giving your input and talking to our gentleman here on the platform. You continue to stay safe. You continue to protect yourself and your environment and all of your family, friends, and coworkers. We wish you nothing but love, peace, happiness, social distancing, and continual health. We appreciate you,
Yes,
Cece.
thank you so much, and likewise to you all. And hope you all have a great night.
Okay, you as well.
You too, CC. Be safe.
So, boys, what I wanted to ask you, though,
you.
thank you so much, Cece. Have a good night. Before we wrap it up here, boys.
Thank you too.
Thank you, honey. Thank you. I'd like to know, though, but how do you feel that since you can't go outside? I mean, how do you feel when, I kept telling you the other day when you kept asking me, can I go outside? And I'm like, do you understand what's happening? Do you understand people are dying? Do you understand that you can catch this virus just from being around other people? And of course, no one is purposely trying to give us this illness, but touching our hands and nose and everyone else. And you know how just as a kid, you wipe your nose. Even as an adult, we may wipe our nose and not wash our hands immediately. And later on, we talk to somebody and we're shaking hands and all things like that. How do you feel? And that since, again, I won't let you even go outside, and I'd let you go on the balcony, but not to the end of the balcony where it's touching the porch and you can talk to a friend right there. I'm not even allowing that, because again, they're so physical when they play. They're always tackling and all that. So this is different. We're all sitting up here and not rubbing on each other. Yes. But so how do you guys feel? And you can't go outside and your friends want you to come outside. Just want to remind them before we wrap it up here. How do you guys feel about that?
Well,
go ahead, honey.
Well, most of my friends, they are in a house.
Okay. And it doesn't matter house or apartment. The point is, how do you feel? And you can't go out your home because your home, it doesn't matter if it's a house or an apartment.
No, I'm saying they in the house. Like, they not coming outside.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. But how do you feel and you guys can't get out and interact like that?
Well, I'm used to it.
Okay.
I don't really go outside that much.
Okay. I'm a homebody, too. I love being at home. I can normally come home on a Friday and not walk out the house till Monday, and I am cool like that. I love it. How do you feel?
Sometimes it feels unfair because one person can go outside and another person can, and they're like, man, that's sad that you can't go outside, But then when you really think about the person who can go outside, your parents are just really, really trying to protect you. So even though you're upset that you can't go outside, just remember that they're only doing this for your safety. You got to sacrifice to live life.
And there's also a lot of different ways to entertain yourself while you're in the house.
Exactly. Being creative. And as you guys had mentioned earlier, now that you're being home more so now, you have a chance to do what you normally don't do, your videos, and you're an actor as well. I bet you have time to study your lines more and things like that,
Well, I'm still in school, really.
Right. It's just you're being homeschooled per se,
No, I've been homeschooled.
Oh, that's right. And that's a treat within itself. I mean, I know you don't have as much socialization in school, but also you don't deal with a lot of ignorance that goes on in some of these schools because unfortunately, most of the children at schools aren't well mannered like you two young men are. And if I could homeschool Cameron, I probably would. I really would. Just probably let him get involved in a couple of sports or so. But I don't enjoy the fact that, when he comes home, it hadn't been often, but there was a fight today and all.
Yeah.
Who wants to subject their child to that? Not us. We just don't. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much today for coming on the Cy Tell Us Children's Talk It Out TV show. We have our co-host, Emmanuel Kilpatrick Jr. Wait, look at the camera. And then we have Cameron Maxwell. We have Emmanuel Kilpatrick Sr. with the cool shades on. And then myself, Cy Tell Us. Again, today is March 24th, 2020. This has been the Cy Tell Us Children's Talk It Out TV show. And we have been discussing the coronavirus and how it has impacted the children, their lives, their perception. Tune in every second and fourth Tuesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And as I say, we dance it in.
We dance it out.
We're going to dance it out. So thank you, Cy Tell Us fans. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Tune in next second Tuesday on the Cy Tell Us TV show. So thank you so much. I don't care if I'm off beat. I like how I look.